Good morning, everybody. Please stand as able for our opening number, When I Pray. The lyrics will be up on the screen.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
On that note, say good morning to each other. just want to say a special good morning to everybody joining us online on YouTube. We appreciate that you support us online through your views. You're here with us in spirit, and many of you help us with financial contributions, etc. We don't want to diminish the impact that you guys have on our community. You're definitely a big part of that, and thank you for joining us today online. Good morning. This is this week's submission is another one from Soldiers Past by Shar. And so thank you for submitting all those photos. Appreciate it. As you're out and about having adventures in life, you can submit photos and we'll put them into the rotation for Sunday morning service. So thank you. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. If you're a first-time visitor, please feel free to fill out one of the blue info cards out in the foyer. You can return it in the basket later today, or you can give it to one of the greeters that you met on the way in. And last week we skipped Celebration Sunday. That way we could give Steve an opportunity to be PA before he went on a trip again. So we're going to do that today. So let's start out with who do we have for June birthdays and anniversaries? And let's get the mics up for people. Who's got June birthdays and anniversaries? It could be you, family members, anybody you want to acknowledge.
My granddaughter just turned 19 last week.
Today is actually my oldest's 31st birthday, and so I'm sending them love and a happy birthday. It is also on the 26th my granddaughter's second birthday, and for those of you that might have been here, the prayer team actually prayed my granddaughter in within 23 minutes of prayer. We went from possible C-section to being in this world. So 2 years ago, and wishing that baby, who's going to be a big sister in September as well. So thank you.
My daughter, Elena, who some of you know from a long time ago, will be 33 on Friday.
I have many birthdays this month. So on June 3rd was my daughter's birthday. On June 5th was my brother's birthday. On June 16th is my daughter-in-law's birthday. On June 22nd is my son's birthday. So it's a big month in our household.
All right, my turn. On June 1st, I turned 35. No, it's been 35 years since I drank any of that pig piss liquor.
Okay. My son in Alaska, my youngest, it turned 45 the other day.
All right, are we complete on that? Excellent. And if you volunteered any capacity here at Unity of Flagstaff, raise your hands. Look at all these wonderful volunteers. I couldn't do it without you. Give them a big round of applause. And this month's calendar sponsor, I left the calendar upstairs. Who was it, Helen? You know? Oh, Sandra? All right. We'll come back to the calendar sponsor. Let's talk about the bank balance. So we got two amounts to show here. So as you can see, we're having consistent up, down. So what you're seeing is money coming in is covering all of our bills going out. So we're doing a healthy up, down trend. And we've had our first bump in the investment account. And whenever I get the next reports, we'll continue seeing little bumps going up. It's just the scale. You're not going to see huge jumps on that, but it is going up, which is excellent. And at some point, you're going to see a third line. The board has decided to open a savings account, and we're going to have a visual for money set aside for the new ministers. So you'll see a third line here pretty soon. So. Do you want to talk about it? Or, no? It's okay. You don't have to. So. Thank you. Sandra went up and grabbed the calendar. She's this month's calendar sponsor. And so here's a lovely photo she submitted. And we'll have it up here. You could check it out after we're done today. Thank you, Sandra. Set that there. Okay. And then, Marilyn, if you'll join me up here. We got a little delay in our helping hands, but we've got checks in hand. They're ready to go out. We are sending $1,773.18 to Cancer Support Community Arizona. We're going to send $545.59 to Unity Southwest Region. And $409.20 to Unity Worldwide. So just a reminder of our helping hands. What this is every quarter we take 10% of all the giving we receive and we split it out between a community organization and Unity, and this was our breakdown for the first quarter. And since it is June, the second quarter will be hitting us here pretty soon, so we'll have another helping hands coming out pretty soon. But thank you. This couldn't be done without your guys' support. Thank you. And that's it. So let's go to our announcements. You can put away the mics.
Oh, are we going to have prayers?
We'll do prayers later. So we have the Amazon wish list online, and I received a couple of goodies this week. So if you're a board member, you're going to love this. This is a USB extender, so now the microphone can actually reach our table during board meetings. And then these are 2 coat racks. Prayer team members, you're going to love this. We're going to mount it in the Serenity room. That way you can have all your shawls and scarves hung up. So thank you for whoever ordered these online. And we do have many more items online for purchase if you want to check it out. We're still looking for more platform assistance, and basically it's, you can come up and your message supplements the service that day. It can be a story from your life, you want to share a poem, you want to read a daily word, something. We just make sure that it connects to a Unity principle or the message of the day. And Unity Coffee Hour, they're going to be meeting Wednesday, June 17th, 9:30 a.m. at White Dove Coffee. This will be the last one for the summer, and everybody's going to go on a break, and then we'll get together again in the fall. So if you want to hang out with the folks, 9:30 this Wednesday. Flagstaff Family Food Center, we had a good turnout again. Let me get the report from Miss Dixie. So she wants me to do a special thank you to Julie, Arlene, Tim, Jim, Alexa, Karen, Alan, and we're going to thank Dixie too. They served 199 meals at the carryout window, and they had 140 for dine-in. So that's pretty good. Yeah. And they sent me some lovely new pictures from this last go around, and so we'll see them when we do our next announcement. But thank you. I mean, really, we could not go to the food center without you guys, and we do have a direct impact on the community serving those meals, because if we weren't available, the food center, they function based on volunteers. So they really appreciate we get a group coming out consistently and that we can serve so many people. So thank you for doing that. And lastly, okay, I know I keep talking about the refurbishment committee, and it's a good group. We've got a lot of group projects written out. We have a couple of dates in mind. I think we've narrowed it down to one, and it sounds like we're gonna be having a summer spruce up day instead of a spring spruce up day. So I will give out an announcement for that in the newsletter, and then I'll update the room later. We're going to be at Pride. You can join us June 20th from noon to 6 p.m. I'd love if we could get 3 more volunteers so we can do shifts. If you're interested in being there to interact with the community, just talk about your experience at Unity, please let me know. And it is Pride Month. We're going to acknowledge that all month long. And we have the community dinners. I have a couple of people who have shown interest in leading a community dinner. I need some more group leaders so that way we can get that program going through the summer. It's basically just a group of 6 or 8, and you get together and you can host a meal. It can be in a home, restaurant, the park, wherever you want to go. And it's just an opportunity for folks to get together. So if you're interested in hosting, please let me know. You can also submit your Father's Day photos. If you've submitted some in the past, we can use the same ones, and that's fine. But anyways, we're looking for some fun ones. I want fun ones like this. So if you got some like this, send them in. Or if you want to take some fun ones, go for it. Okay, and then Daniel Namod. All right, so Daniel Namod's coming on the 28th of June, and I need to update that. It's not a suggested donation, that's the ticket price, sorry. Ticket price, $25 per person, and he's going to lead Sunday celebration at 10:30 a.m., so he'll be leading the service that morning. And then we're going to have the concert in here at noon. So the concert is ticketed. So anyways, just to let you know. And I want to give a big shout out to Gary Robbins for being one of the sponsors for bringing out Daniel Namod. Thank you for that. So the original intent for today was I was going to print out some flyers so you could start handing them out, putting them on your fridge, etc. But our printer decided it didn't want to work. So next week I will have flyers, but what we're going to do is I'm going to email everybody in the meantime the flyer as a picture. So I'd appreciate if you could help us by posting it online, inviting your friends, etc. And I'll send that out this afternoon through our member database, Breeze. So it should say it's coming from the office, but that's what it is. It's the Daniel Namod flyer. Lastly, if you own a local business, you can advertise with us. There's a pricing for 6 months or a year. And let's acknowledge our businesses that have advertised with us so far. So we have one slide there, yeah, and there's our second group of people. So that's excellent. All of these businesses are directly tied to our community. I'm glad we could support them and they can support us. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. We're here to support you in affirmative prayer. You can ask a prayer partner. Prayer partners, are you in the room? Prayer partners are available after service today at the Serenity Room if you're in need of prayer. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY for 24/7 prayer support. We also have a prayer box. Michael, if you please. It's right there. And you can fill out prayer requests on paper. We'll get it to the prayer team, and it'll be held in consciousness for 30 days. You can also contact the center here at 928-526-8893. You can call or text, and I'll be sure it gets to the prayer team. And now let's welcome up Ms. Shar Snipes for our opening prayer. She's a prayer partner, volunteer, and our friend.
Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see everyone here today. I took my prayer today from Mornings with Myrtle, and this little prayer booklet is on the table over there. And so please join me in prayer. I stand firmly in the truth that God's infinite goodness is ever present, inexhaustible, and unshakable within me. I release all attachments to past regrets or missed opportunities embracing only the abundance surrounding me now. What once seemed lost or broken is being restored and renewed with my every breath. I open my heart and mind to the limitless blessings unfolding in my life. I trust that every challenge serves a higher purpose, guiding me toward greater wisdom, strength, and good. With each breath, I deepen my awareness of the divine whispers speaking new life into my very existence. I live in joyful expectation, knowing God's goodness is the gift stirred up within me today. I am at peace, confident that I have everything I need, and my life is unfolding perfectly according to divine timing and the goodness of God. I am grateful. And so it is, and so we let it be. So now is time for prayer requests and gratitudes, if anyone has anything they'd like to share today.
This is really awkward. I'm neurodivergent, and I am also an attorney. And 99% of the time, it does not impact me practicing law. Friday last week was an exception. There was a hearing. It was not fair. It was not appropriate. And it's a judge who I really like. And I'm seeing my psychiatrist on Monday. I'm going to talk to an ethics attorney on Monday how to say, listen, this usually isn't a problem, but Mr. Robbins is entitled to a reasonable accommodation under the Americans with Disabilities Act. And what you did wasn't fair, and you need to reopen the evidence. That is really awkward. And it could, if phrased poorly, could have real ramifications. I'm able to adapt 99% of the time. For example, my office is 1 block from the courthouse. I always go in person. Almost every attorney goes by Zoom. If it's not an evidentiary hearing, I'm always in person. There's a reason for that, and that's how I accommodate. So I'd like your prayers on how to best phrase this in a way which is effective and reaches the judge's heart and also allows me to reopen evidence for 15 minutes to get my evidence in. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Gary, we hold you now in divine guidance, divine wisdom for the very best and highest outcome. And so it is.
I'd just like to say that how grateful I am and have been feeling really blessed that I finally landed a job. And I'm just, yeah. Yes, that is just kind of a little miracle. Seems like it's perfect timing.
Julie, we're grateful that you have found your space. We're grateful for the good news you're sharing with us today. And so it is.
I have a gratitude that I know I wasn't here last week. Daniel and I got our apartment that we wanted, and he has started moving in, and I am taking my time, but I will be in by the end of the month. So thank you to the prayer team for that, because there was a lot that had to fall into place for it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Carolyn, for sharing that. And we're thankful for the perfect space and the perfect timing. Thanks.
I always comment on that. You know that by saying the prayer, you're releasing your own power. I do have something. My oldest sister, Kathy, died last Wednesday. She knew she had cancer for a month, and she was in hospice the full time then. And I'm sort of giving up on the idea that our family is immortal, which is, something we can stick with until something like this happens. So prayers for me, and very especially for her husband, Dick. They were married for 65 years, so he has a great community supporting him. And the week before, we all got out there to see her and talk with her in hospice. So it's quite a time.
Thank you, Marcia. And we hold you and your family in our hearts. And we are grateful for the Spirit in all of us and the divine opening, the allowing that you've shared with us in our prayer team. We're thankful.
Thank you.
I just wanted to put my sister on a prayer list. She, if anyone recalls, a couple months ago had a vein move to replace an artery in her leg. She got an infection in her foot. It's pretty serious. It's in the bone. So she was in the hospital this last week. They put a port in. They want to amputate her foot. She's not having it. She's been working on this 7 years to save this leg. So if tenacity means anything, by golly, she's got it. But they put a port in, and she's going to be on a very high dose of antibiotics for the next 5 to 6 months to see how that goes. So I'm just praying that, for her highest good, whatever works out.
This is Diana. Yeah. We have Diana on our prayer list, and we have you on our prayer list as well. And we're holding Diana in healing light. And we see the timing and the comfort that goes throughout this process. And we see only the highest good. So it is.
I just have a gratitude to share. I've spent this last 7 days moving into my new little place. I was able to get a studio that feels like I'm living in a tree house. It's nothing but windows, and it's up above a garage, and it's just perfect for me. It's this little hippie flat, and I couldn't be happier. So everything is, as Carolyn shared, everything had to fall into place and sometimes fall apart, including me, in order for me to get back in the flow. I have a phone call I'm waiting for to see if I have a job with the courts, but the cool thing is my faith is restored, that I know that if I didn't get it, then it's just not meant to be. And so I don't even have a connection or an attachment to it. It's more of a, let's see how this works out. And it's just such a different energy to be able to reclaim. So thank you.
We celebrate with you, Sandra, your new space. And we celebrate that openness that you have, the ability to let go of how you think things should look. Because we're not always on it. So we hold you in light and love throughout this process. So it is.
Hello. Hi, I'm Penny. I've been trying to sell my condo in Central Phoenix since the beginning of January. Nothing is moving. So I ask that it sells quickly and for a good price. Thank you.
It's nice to see you back, Penny. It's nice to have you here. And we hold this whole process in divine order, divine timing. It'll happen as it should, right? And you just being able to move right along with the open spirit. So good to see you.
Hi. I want to ask for one of our congregants. Laura Kavanaugh has flown to be with her sister whose husband has died, and they're going through a rough time. So just prayers for them so that it goes smoothly as possible.
We hold Laura in our hearts and her family in our hearts as she travels, for safe travels and for support and peace throughout this time for her family. Thank you. So we are grateful. Everybody done? We're thankful for all the words spoken and unspoken here today, and we're thankful for the power of prayer. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Thank you, Shahar. If everyone will join me in today's unity principle number 3. Thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. In the short version, thoughts create things. Boy, wasn't that on point for prayers today, right? All right, let's welcome up today's guest speaker, Sabrina Johnson. Why don't you come on up and we'll get ready to head into meditation.
Okay, we're going to do the wonderful I Am meditation, which we know the little chant with Angela Taylor being so kind to let us do this, which she had recorded and wrote and sang. So we're going to sing it together. Okay.
Peace, peace. I am peace. I am peace. Love, love. I am love. I am love. Joy, joy. I am joy. I am joy. Wisdom, wisdom. I am wisdom. I am wisdom. Strength, strength. I am strength. I am strength. Power, power. I am power. I am power. Beauty, beauty. I am beauty. I am beauty. Divine, divine. I am divine. I am divine. I am. I am. I am. I am.
they're already closed, remain closed, or just have a downward gaze as we just sit in the silence of the I am. The I am, God is. I am, God is. I am, God is. And now I just invite you to take in a deep in-breath and hold it. And then slowly release it. Maybe do that again. And then one more. And when you're ready, you can bring your attention back to the room.
Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. So grateful. Oh, grateful. I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wanna say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cause I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I wanna just say thank you now. Just thank you now. 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 Each and every day I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Conductor, when do we get to Good and Plentyville? 10 more minutes to Good and Plentyville. Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty. I'm hungry. Newspapers, magazines, candy, delicious, Good and Plenty candy. Good and Plenty, plenty good. Here, mister, I want some. Sorry, madam, all sold out. Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty. Mr. Engineer, can you? Madam, do you want to wreck my engine? Oh, Charlie. There's plenty left for your old engine. See? Good and Plenty, plenty good, good and Plenty, plenty good, good and Plenty, plenty good, good and Plenty, plenty good.
I don't know how many of you were around when that was shown on black and white TV. Anyways, if you were, you probably remember it. And you'll remember that distinctive sound of the little pink and white coated licorice pieces being shaken in the box with the little chant, good and plenty, good and plenty, good and plenty. So it's like the chug-chug of an engine train that's, just trying to make it with this little good and plenty. But that good and plenty is really like an earworm. It's like a brain loop. It gets in your brain and you can't unthink it, And so many of our brain loops are thoughts that stick with us. And so many of them aren't true. They're false thoughts. And they become so stuck that they become false beliefs. And the false beliefs become core beliefs. Unknowingly, we take these on as our core beliefs that really shape our identity and how we live our lives. And this is that we have these core beliefs that feed our engine. And these false beliefs, especially, they can really fuel us so that we keep on chugging along with this self-determination that if we just keep on chugging, we'll eventually get what we want. And that the goal is not to give up, or so we believe. And because we are so entrenched in these thought patterns of belief, we can grow to have more of a conviction of faith in these false thoughts and beliefs that we have in the belief in the faith of the truth of God's goodness that is here for us always. So the thing about our thoughts and beliefs is that unless we are aware of them, they control our actions. They control our reactions. They control our behaviors. They control our habits, all aspects of our lives. Now, this is true for all thoughts and beliefs, whether they're false or whether they are based in the capital T truth, that being the spiritual truth. of what we are, of all things that are, as that great metaphysical reality beyond the changing facts and conditions of the material world. So an awareness of our thoughts is why meditation is such an essential daily spiritual practice. When we meditate, we sit in quiet stillness, focusing only on the breath. But of course, our minds are continuing to think. That's the purpose of our beautiful minds, is to think. And so we don't want to struggle trying to stop our thinking or shut it out. What we want to do instead is we just don't want to get entangled and all caught up in the thinking or the thoughts while we focus on the breath. So we want to acknowledge our thoughts. That's the awareness. And when we let our thoughts just go on by, that's the awakening to a higher consciousness of being present in the now moment. The analogy is that when we meditate, we're sitting at a train station, on a bench, watching the trains go on by. Yes, these are the trains of thought that we just let go on by while we focus only on the breath. So the breath coming in, the breath going out, the train coming in, the train going out. But then, without realizing, suddenly we're on a train bound for Chicago. So how did that happen? Because we stopped focusing on the breath and got distracted with a thought. And the thought happened to be one we got so entangled with, this thought of a Chicago-bound train, that we actually got on the train. We got up off the bench, and now we realize, wait, we're not going to Chicago, so what do? We get off the train, and we go back to the bench, that being the meditation cushion. And then we continue back to what we were doing, focusing on watching each train come and go. We go back to focusing on the breath, the in-breath and the out-breath, letting all other distractions, whether it be thoughts or feelings or sensations or sounds, just letting them go on by. And this is mindfulness meditation. And by practicing this every day, perhaps just starting with 5 minutes, then maybe working up to 10 minutes or 15 minutes and so on, we learn how to pay attention to our thoughts. And then we can choose whether or not we wish to engage in these thoughts. And it's kind of like a bumper sticker I once saw. Just because you think it doesn't mean you have to believe it. So just because we think something, it doesn't mean we have to do anything with that thought. We can choose to let it go, or we can choose to engage with it if we want to, and we can choose how we wish to engage with it. Now, that I have given you my little spiel on one of my favorite topics, that being mindfulness meditation, because having learned it 20 years ago, it changed my life for this amazing, amazing, dramatic way. And so that's why I love it so much. But now let's go back to the good and plenty train. So as I already said, all of our thoughts and beliefs form and shape our lives, how we react or how we don't react, our behaviors, our habits, all of our actions and the outcomes of those actions, all of our life. And as I also said, these include both the false thoughts and also those thoughts and beliefs that are based on the spiritual truth. So what I want is, I want to share with you that when we have an awareness of our thoughts and the beliefs formed by such thoughts, we can change our lives for the better in the most dramatic way. It's because as we become more aware of our thoughts and beliefs, we become more conscious of our reactions and behaviors. And we know that we have a choice. We have a choice as to how we wish to respond instead of reacting. We have a choice of how we wish to act instead of just having a knee-jerk behavior. We have a choice, and this is the choice that comes from a place of a higher, awake and aware consciousness. So as we choose to let go of these thoughts and beliefs that are not of the highest good, we don't get entangled with them, but we do acknowledge them ever so briefly, and we just then let them go on by. Just say, bye-bye. Then, by doing this, the thoughts and beliefs of the highest good have more spaciousness, have this greater spaciousness to grow and evolve and to become more rooted and centered in our beings as core beliefs and habitual thought patterns. It's been scientifically proven with what is called neuroplasticity that the grooved patterns of thought in the brain can change into new grooves of thought. And this is how we change our lives for the better. Over time, we have a new, more powerful fuel that powers us, powers our engines as we move forward with an ease and grace. That's not a forceful self-determination of chugging along with the faint hope that one day it will get easier. No, there is a more powerful fuel, and it is the power that is right here in us, as us, and through us. For each one of us, we are very much unique, individualized expressions of God. We are the goodness of God made manifest. And so we have all of the qualities of God in us as infinite potential seeking to be expressed in us, as us, and through us. Just as our meditation, I am, we are, the power of God, the peace of God, the abundance of God, the wholeness of God, the whole shebang, the whole enchilada of God's good and plenty attributes. So I'll give you an example of how this works in my life. A few weeks ago, I was asked to be a guest speaker at a spiritual center, and we set a date. But then a few days later, I got a phone call asking me if they could change that date. Now, because I'm awake and aware of my thoughts because of my daily practice of mindfulness meditation, I saw my mind go to this thought. And this was the thought. They changed the date because they want someone better to speak. But then I let go and said to myself, honey, you really have no idea why they changed the date. But you do know that there's no such thing as better or worse. God only knows good. So just a note here, when I say good, I mean capital G, good. And that is a good that has no opposite. God doesn't know lesser or better or greater or bigger or worse, or it doesn't know any of that. God only knows itself as this absolute goodness that is always present in all of its creation, in everything and everyone, as the children say. It's in each and every one of us. So then later on, when I was changing the speaking date on my calendar, that thought came up again. Well, you know, they have their speakers that they prefer and blah, 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 blah. So I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one in this room that's had such thoughts. So I don't need to continue in detail. But once again, noticing this thought, I gently acknowledged it, and then I let it go on by, telling myself, honey, you know that this just doesn't feel good. It's a lie. And you don't have to believe that lie. You know that your good is here now and that there is good and plenty for all. And then that earworm of good and plenty took over my thoughts, so much so that I had to go onto YouTube to look up the old commercials. And I found the one we just saw where the little engineer is wanting to keep the good and plenty for himself, but then his little lady passenger knows that there's plenty of good and plenty for all. So this is how my life works, so that not only do I know that there is good and plenty for all, but I know that I am good and plenty. For I'm made of that golden stardust, as Charles Fillmore would say, that golden stardust of God's infinite goodness, and that I am here to express this goodness that I am. Now, I can't express this goodness, however, if I believe false thoughts and beliefs about myself that aren't the truth of who and what I am. And I know this truth because it feels good. I learned this from one of my spiritual teachers. One day at the close of our class, which was on Zoom, she said to us, now I have to talk to y'all straight right now. Just going to talk straight to you. Y'all have been gossiping about yourselves. I've heard you. And we just all of us just were frozen. And it wasn't the screen that was frozen. We were just what is she talking about? Because we never had any conversations that she wasn't a part of. And we didn't gossip about one another. And so she continued, that's right. Y'all been gossiping about one another. I've heard you. You said, I can't do this, or I'm not able to do that, or I'm not this, or no, that's not for me, or no, I can't, And she said, those are all lies. Those are all gossip of lies. And I'm not going to allow that gossip of lies to go on in this class anymore. And I don't want you to allow it in your lives. So I now know that when the thought comes my way that doesn't feel good, then it's a lie. It's not the spiritual capital T truth. So it's not something that I choose to engage in. But I will acknowledge it. I'm not going to pretend it's not there. No, we acknowledge the thought, but we don't get entangled and all caught up in it. And then we deny it. It's what we in Unity call denial. So we deny the lies. We don't pretend that we don't think the false thoughts or we don't believe those false beliefs. We meet the lies with what Emma Curtis Hopkins, the teacher of Teachers of New Thought, called the infinite no. This comes in the form of denials, which comes before our affirmations. In his book called Prosperity, Charles Fillmore said that denials are the releasing and letting go of that which has done its part and is no longer useful. So this is the no attitude of mind. No to the lies that don't make us feel good. And this is important. We immediately follow our denials with our affirmations of spiritual truth. Now, we could say all the denials and affirmations we want to say all day long. We can shout them, we can scream them, we can write them on Post-its and put them on all our mirrors and all our walls, and we can do that all day long. But if we don't meet the lies of our own personal false thoughts and false beliefs, and if we don't follow them with affirmations that build upon which we know and live and experience as spiritual truth, then all we're doing is empty, useless platitudes. So the denials and affirmations don't have to be said out loud. They can be silent. Just as I gave the example with my inner conversation where I met a false thought with an affirmation of truth. That's a denial and affirmation that's powerful because it's personal to me. It's present in the moment of the thought so that the false belief and thoughts don't linger. And I know it's effective by listening and paying attention, not only to my inner conversation, which really is a conversation with God, but also being aware of how my body feels. The body never lies. It will always let us know what feels capital G good and what doesn't. And that capital G good is God with an extra O. So now I invite you to think of something in your life that isn't true. A lie. But perhaps you've believed it to be true. And now you realize it's a lie. So let's just sit in silent contemplation for a minute and think about this. Okay. Now, I invite you to meet that denial with an affirmation of truth. And again, we'll just sit for just a few seconds, a minute or so, to contemplate upon this. Okay, so now that you have your own personal denial and affirmation, I want you to follow this with a group affirmation and a group denial. So first we're going to deny that thought, that false thought and belief of lack and limitation of any kind, of greater or lesser, of anything of that falseness. And then we're going to affirm that there's only the infinite goodness of God that is the source of all substance, seen and unseen, known and unknown, formed and formless. Shorthand version, good and plenty. There's only good and plenty, good and plenty. So now we have Marilyn, who's going to be handing out some boxes of good and plenty. So I invite you to take a few pieces and then pass that to your neighbor, and then we're going to chant the affirmation out loud as we shake our boxes, good and plenty, good and plenty. And we're going to share this with our neighbors, knowing that there's this infinite, sweet, good and plenty of God. Good and plenty, good and plenty, good and plenty, good and plenty. Yeah, just take a few pieces, pass it along, and shake your boxes. So there's plenty of good and plenty to share. Yeah, you can open it and take a few pieces and savor that infinite sweetness, that good and plenty. So, you know, it's these little short affirmations that really are powerful. I was thinking on my way here how one of the first affirmations for me that really centered and grounded me was that every morning I would be rushing to work late and I'd be all flustered and I couldn't find the keys, of course. And I was just starting really my focused spiritual path and studies. And I would just say, I love you. I love you. Now that was God speaking through me, but also my highest self speaking to my frazzled self. I love you. So these little short affirmations, good and plenty, I love you, whatever it might be, they are just so powerful. And I really just invite you to be open to them and know that you can say them all day long whenever you meet and realize that there's a lie that doesn't feel good. You can just face that lie with a denial of no, this isn't the truth. Not the truth about me, not the truth about my life, not the truth about that person. There is only good and plenty. So I am going to close in prayer, but before I do so, I'm going to ask you to listen to the song that follows with an open mind and open heart. It's a song I have been wanting to play at a service for so long, and I felt this was the day. So I'm going to ask you to listen to it, perhaps as a love song between yourself as divine individualizations of God, as divine golden stardust of God made manifest, and God itself. So let's close in prayer, just taking in a slow, deep breath. And hold it and then let it out very slowly. And let's do that again. Let's do that one more time. As we become aware in this relaxation of the presence of God right here, right now, as always and ever. And let's take in one more deep breath. And in this place, we recognize that there is only one absolute, infinite, eternal source of all that is, of all substance, seen and unseen, formed and formless. And this is God. And realizing this presence and power of God that is in us, as us, and through us, we realize God as omnipresence good. That this goodness of God is always and ever operating through each and every aspect and area of our lives now. Always and in all ways. And so, with our hearts filled with overflowing gratitude for knowing this is so, together we say, and so it is.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire and in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. I have lived in the goodness of God. Hey! 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Oh yes you have. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your
welcome to my car. I like to think I'm Cece. I like to think I'm Cece. I sing that out loud. Okay.
Guess it's my turn again. So we went through a couple of iterations of that song when we were picking music that week, and I think that live version, that's just a fantastic version of that song. Okay, let's get our board basket blessers up here, and Marilyn, you're up today.
Okay, gang. Our board consciousness is abundance. Please say with me, we are an abundant and thriving community. And our second board consciousness is for our new minister. If you'll say with me, we are attracting the perfect new minister for Unity of Flagstaff, who leads and inspires us into our next phase of spiritual growth and service. We release our limitation and give from abundance. We are abundant. Thank you, Spirit.
I'm here to remind you about ways to give. You can do cash or check. We also have an option for Zelle. This QR code is in our newsletter and on the website. We have a P.O. box. You can send in a snail mail, P.O. Box 1740, Flagstaff, Arizona 86002. And as I mentioned earlier, we have an investment account. If you want to give specifically towards the investment account, just let me know. And all right, come on up. If everyone will join me. Thank you for this bounty. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the good we do and will do. We are joy-filled, and so it is. And if you'll please stand as able, we're going to reprise a little bit of When I Pray by Daniel Nahmad.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I
It is hard to cut it off. All right. Yeah. All right, and today Sabrina's going to lead us in the prayer of protection.
Okay. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Create an amazing week, everybody. Thank you.
Do you have any plans, or would you like to have lunch?
I would love to have lunch.
We'll do that then after this.
Yeah.